Serena! My next guest tonight is the anchor woman on MTV News. Please welcome the lovely and talented Serena Altschul. Welcome to the program. Very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too.
You've been doing the MTV News for how long now? It's been
about a year and a half.
And you're liking it? It's cool so far?
Yeah, I love it. It's been great.
And you're from, I guess you guys do it here. You're from here originally, from New York.
Yeah, I moved back for MTV in January, so.
Because it always blows, when people grow up in New York City, I grew up, you know, in a suburb of Boston. And you don't know anything. It takes a long time to grow up. Whenever I meet someone who grew up in New York City, they just learn stuff so much faster.
Yeah, there is that bit of it. I mean, I grew up here. Obviously, I was born here, so I was here for 16 or so years. Went to an all-girls school here in New York. It was great. You learn things really quickly.
Did you go, like, I meet, you know, I have some people that grew up here that said they were going to parties,
yeah,
you know, when they were, you know, 15, 16 years old.
Yeah, no, it's true.
You know,
I mean,
with, you know, like real adult clubs, places
yeah,
like that.
Absolutely. Growing up with all the girls I went to school with, you know, we were wearing uniforms, and, you know, there were just lots of rules all week long with, you know, homework, be home, be on time, be at school in the morning. So when the weekend rolled around, it was a big party. I mean, we were sort of bad kids.
It's like an Aerosmith video. You'd get rid of the school, you know, uniform.
We stuffed
go to a
the
club.
beds. Yeah,
Steve
I mean,
Tyler would sing. And
I was grounded, I think, almost every weekend I can remember, but I nonetheless went out. So somehow, and we were like 12, 13 years old.
And you're going to clubs?
Standing outside Studio 54, an area with our braces on, not smiling, like trying, because otherwise it's like straight from the orthodontist, these girls are too young. But
that's
somehow,
why I couldn't smile the first year of this show. My braces would show. You did, when you first started doing news, it was for Channel 1 News, which is interesting because that's a news program that's just beamed into classrooms for young kids. Was that a fun job?
It was great. I mean, it was really like boot camp news organization. We were learning so much, and most of us were in college, and some of them were just out of high school. There were just a few anchors, about 6 of us. But it was a touchy business only because the majority of the audience obviously
they're
is
all
high
little
school
kids,
students,
right? Yeah.
And teachers, so you have to be really careful about some of the things you say, some of the things you can't say.
Did you ever mess up in front of them?
Oh yes, horribly. It was my first live remote in Yorba Linda, California, for Nixon's funeral, and one of my co-anchors was in South Africa covering the elections down there, and I'm on a live shot, and everybody's saying, okay, get ready, we only have a few more seconds, ready to go, Serena, and I'm just, you know, trying to focus and concentrate on what I'm going to say, and so I'm saying, okay, well, that's it from here in Yorba Linda, California, Nixon's funeral. All right, Anderson, what's going on in South Africa with the elections? Elections! It was just the most horrible for your first... It was so bad.
And high schools everywhere, yeah!
I know. It was so bad. It was just like... It's your nightmare come true.
Now, one of the neat things about the show, working on a TV show, is you get to meet all these people. Who have you got to meet so far that was like a hero to you?
I mean, there have been a bunch of great people to meet, but I mean, just back to childhood for a second, like posters all over my wall, like Raspberry Beret, the artist formerly known as Prince, obviously. Just with his posters, just completely idolized him.
You were only into the posters. You didn't even know he was a musician, right?
Oh, no.
That guy has great posters.
So I have wanted to meet him and talk to him for a long time.
So you met him?
Recently, he had a press conference, and I was like, I'm going. No one's going to stop me. You're letting me go. So they let me go, and you know, I got there like 2 hours early to sit in the front row, just so I can like really look at him and pay close attention. But I'm eye level with his shoes, I realized, when he walks in. So
he's on like he's on a raised platform?
Exactly. So, you know, I'm just fascinated. He walks in, I'm staring at him, and I'm looking the whole time eye level with his shoes. And, you know, I imagine these like shiny silver boots or something. And they were like dirty, like white shoes were like scuffed up. I was like, I should send him a little. So they were a little, I imagine.
So in person, he's a terrible, terrible slob.
No, he's the best. I love him. Not at all. He's still, you know, my idol.
Right?
Not at all. No, I was focusing on the shoes, I will admit, because I have a little thing for shoes.
But the rest of them, oh, you have a shoe thing?
Yeah, I like
What's it like? Do you get nervous when you, I mean, you get nervous when you meet celebrities like that?
Generally not. I mean, when I get nervous, and if I do, it's really just because, you know, I've been appreciating them for so long, or I have, you know, the utmost respect, or I'm really interested in what they do or have to say.
This must be very difficult for you then.
I'm very, very nervous. I'm just absolutely. No, it's true.
What? What kind of story would you like to do for MTV News that they haven't let you do yet?
I like investigative reporting, and I like going out into the field, and I like doing longer format stories. So I would love to go do a story on young militia members, spend some time with them, you know, see what it is like growing up in that environment and talk to them.
Why don't you have them over to the MTV Beach House?
I don't think that would work. Maybe not so well.
We're here at the Beach House with members of a violent militia group. How's it going? Chugga-da, chugga-da, chugga-da. You know, it brings up something. Is it ever difficult for you? I've seen you do the serious news stories, which I think you do quite well, but then in the same week, switch over and you're at like a spring break or something like that.
Exactly.
Does it ever get weird when you jump from one to the next? Do you ever forget where you are and you're doing like a serious report on Nixon's death or something?
Exactly.
You're wearing a sun hat and screaming.
No, you have to be super flexible. I mean, I'm going 1 week from, you know, discussing something with George Stephanopoulos down, you know, in Washington, and then a few days later I'm going down to spring break and I got a bikini on and I'm like, what, you know, partying on the beach like with the crazy, you know, spring break debauchery. So you have to be flexible.
It's how Cronkite got started.
That's right. In a bikini.
People don't know. He wore a thong his first 5 years in broadcasting, and a damn good one. You are the MTV News anchor. Everyone can see you on MTV, and congratulations. You're doing a great job.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, good to meet you. Serena Altschul, everyone. Mary Black is coming up. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.